What's up, guys? Welcome to At Home Fitness with Coach A. I'm Coach A, and it is Tuesday, October 20th, here in rainy Cleveland, Ohio. Kind of a crappy day, 2 days in a row, so to speak. But we're going to live it up a little bit today by blowing up those quads. So, this is At Home Fitness with Coach A, the YouTube channel that aims to bring you guys at home in gym quality coaching and workouts for your at home or garage gym needs. It is day number 219 of our at home fitness programming, and here is what is on the menu for today. We're looking at two 10-minute pieces. The first one is going to be our 10-minute EMOM for strength work. We're going to go with 5 narrow stance squats each minute for 10 minutes or 10 rounds there every minute. The tempo on these squats is going to be 3 seconds down, 1 at the bottom, 3 seconds up, and 1 at the top. Stick around if you want to see what that means. We can use all kinds of different weight for this today. It doesn't matter if it's a front squat, back squat, stacked on the shoulders, whatever. I'm going to show a bunch of different options. Basically, we're just looking to hit the quads here with that narrow stance, really working on flexing the knees back, getting hips through. Now, obviously rest here is going to be whatever time is left in that minute. So our goal is working right through those 5 squats in a row, maintaining that 3-1-3-1 set tempo. Now, second piece is going to be our workout, and that's going to be a 10-minute AMRAP. AMRAP is going to be a whole bunch of step-ups. We're going to do 10 each round, alternating legs, so that's going to be 5 each side. And every time we finish 10, we're going to get box jumps. Round 1 will be 1 box jump. We're back to those 10 step-ups. Round 2 is 2 box jumps. Back to those 10 step-ups, then 3 box jumps. As you can see, the goal, essentially, for the 10-minute AMRAP will be to see how far we can get and how many box jumps we can accumulate. Now, I would like this to be a very high number count. So, if you want to add weight, that is fine. Specifically, if you don't want to do a lot of step-ups, obviously you can add some weight to it. A weight vest would be a good thing, but you could always hold some weight, set it down for the box jumps. But my concern here is that you guys are moving super aggressively and accumulating a ton of box jumps and a ton of step-ups, or at least a decent number of box jumps and a ton of step-ups. So the weight is set at 0 for my taste. All right, so a 10-minute EMOM and a 10-minute AMRAP. Stick around if you guys want to see the modifications or demonstrations. All right, so with the 10-minute every minute on the minute strength piece that we have today, we're going to be hitting those narrow stance squats. You see me here setting up for a narrow stance squat. Feet are closer together than they normally would be. Focusing probably on opening the toes up and driving the knees out so we can get ourselves into a good full depth position. The idea here with that narrower stance, I'm going to have to do more work with my quads as I work my way through the squat. Now the tempo forces me to suck up that range of motion a little bit more and deal with the discomfort that is being created and that amount of tension and load being put on legs. So the weight and how we support the weight is not necessarily irrelevant, but whatever you guys want to use. I did a goblet squat just now. Here is a dumbbell stacked squat on the upper back part of the shoulders. As long as we are able to stabilize it, and most things like holding a punching bag on my shoulder or hugging a medicine ball, a heavy medicine ball, or you're going to see in a second I'm going to grab a barbell and I believe do a front squat. I can't remember if it's a front squat or a back squat. But front squat, there we go. So it doesn't really matter, you guys, as long as we're able to brace our core, keep our hips in a good position, keep those feet nice and flat, and get to the point where we're flexing those knees back as well as squeezing and driving those hips through. All right, so it's all about the squat itself, how we load it. Obviously, will create a little bit different effect. You're going to have to work a little harder with your core for the frontal plane stacked weight. If it's on the back of the shoulders for back squat, that's going to be a little different. All right, let's get into our 10-minute AMRAP here as the clock counts down. Remember, the step-ups are always going to be the same number, 10 total reps, 5 each side.
what we want to focus on here, other than making sure you guys are alternating steps, is that it is one leg doing the majority or all of the work for each step. So you're going to see the right foot land flat on the box. That right hip creates an extension before the opposite foot comes down on the box. Now, once I get 10, I set myself, I do my 1 box jump. If you guys are getting tired of being in the same place, you can always do a box jump over. But I'm back into my next set of 10 on the step-ups, and then I'm going to hit 1 and 2 box jumps. So keep in mind we're adding a box jump each round, and these step-ups are going to remain the same. Essentially trying to get as far as we can with as many box jumps as we can while being forced to do those step-ups in between. Stay tuned for movement modifications.
Alright guys, let's talk about modifications for today's work. So obviously on those squats, all we're looking for there is the narrow stance, the ability to keep the feet flat, the ability to weight it up somehow, really try and emphasize the quads coming up out of the squat and then finishing that squat. Tempo, priority. Yeah, I mean honestly, even if you guys have like a bag with something in it, or a clothes basket with a bunch of clothes in it, that's all fine, that's all going to get the effect, as long as we're able to stabilize and brace that position with our torso. So there isn't really a modification for the squat. If you want to try and work that somehow, if we don't have anything to weight, it can be done as an air squat. You can maybe increase the reps a little bit, you can slow the tempo down a little bit, you can maybe even try and elevate the heels a little bit. If you're somebody with limited range of motion in the ankles and ankle mobility. But the real modifications here come in on the workout. And we're going to try and keep that as simple as possible. What I want you guys to do is take the step-ups if we don't have a box and the box jumps, or if we don't have anything we can work with, and I want you to turn it into a horizontal pattern. So we're going to lunge and we're going to broad jump. And if you don't have the ability to jump for whatever reason, then I want you to swing something to hip extension, or jump in place, or create an extension somehow, or maybe hold weight and just kind of pop off the ground. But theoretically what's going to happen here is it's going to be the same setup. I'm going to alternate legs on my lunge steps. Say I get to 9, 10, I'm going to set myself and I'm going to jump out. Okay, and then if it's round 2, I jump back. If it's round 3, I jump out, back out. Whatever you want to look at it as, all right? So we're still getting that 90-90-90 bend range of motion to push through, just like we're getting on the box step-ups, and we're still getting the dramatic and aggressive hip extension, just like we're getting on the box jumps, just something a little bit more horizontal as opposed to vertical.